Hello and welcome to Winning for Life show, an incredible opportunity to enhance your quality of life. Every week, Wolfgang Sonnenburg and his guests present insights, inspiration, universal core principles, the know-how and do-how to live on a higher frequency, different timelines, and more. We can all co-create an extraordinary future. Now, enjoy the show.
Welcome to another episode of Winning for Life, Winspiration. I am Wolfgang Sonnenburg, and today I like to reflect with you about the topic Dare to be Seen. It is so interesting. There are surveys that say though the main fear people have, or what is the greatest fear, is to speak in front of people. Well, why is it? And they say, if I'm not good enough, and this. So what happens? We are living in a time nobody throws stones anymore. Maybe we just have a feeling. And on the other hand, we experience, if you go in the psychology and why people suffer in communication, what is the problem, childhood, parents. Everybody wants that you behave in a special way, and you have the feeling, I'm different, nobody understands me, nobody sees me. And most people know in India, when they put their hand together and say namaste, and this means I see you. I see the real you. And people join groups, and I see even in Europe now is a lot of movement politically to the right, and the young people are more kind of violent and resistant to the old system. One in a way, any way is good. The young lion should always stress the old lion to test, are you still strong enough? But if you take the normal education system, it's not about how can I see who sits there? How can I support what's really in you? Like we also say, I have a house, I have a wife, I have a car, I have kids. We have kids. And we don't have different souls. And we don't want kids to have the responsibility to invite another soul on this planet Earth and to take care of the individual soul. No, we come all from a time it was about survival. We needed 10 kids to survive because a lot of were dying, or there was no pension system. If you have enough kids and they're still alive and work, then you can survive if you're not working. So there's a lot of biology in there. And it was never really about what you really like in life, what's your purpose in life. We all come from survival. A simple biological survival, but then also in system, what is a Kaiser or king saying or whatever, is there a war, whatever. So why is it then when we grow up and so somehow self-responsible that we are not changing it? Because when I was at home, my dad had the classical thing, as long you're staying here in my house, as long you put your feet under my table, you do what I tell you. So I grew up, it doesn't matter what I want. I was not understood. Even if I said something that didn't get it what I wanted. So I was more than I choose to be more quiet and go into myself, and then, okay, I'm not wanted, and I was scared to talk. Today nobody believes me when I said I didn't dare to talk with strangers. Even I didn't dare to give hands and touch other people. So I was so afraid, so introvert and just watching. But inside of me, someone, my soul, were crying. Nobody sees me. Nobody wants a real me. So I had then also the time, for example, when you grow up and then want to have the first girlfriend, in my case, I shared a lot of drama. I wanted that she sees me and that she solves the problem, what I felt from my childhood. First of all, when we say we reflect now, do I dare to be seen? Like always, I recommend every night, at least once a week, take your time to reflect. Go through the day, go through the week. What happened today? How was my day today? Where didn't I show up, as I said, did I show my true self? Where didn't I do this? Where I'm just in the pattern, where I felt I can't do it, I need to survive, otherwise I don't survive. Where is that? The more you get those moments aware, the more you can dive deeper. What was my deeper intention? Why didn't I dare to do it? And then maybe whatever situation comes, and you get more clearness in your head, your clarity in your head. They said, oh, that's why I can solve it. All those programs are not there forever. It's just a habit. And if you are not conscious about it and always step back, the whole system learns, we step back, your subconscious, oh, I support you in stepping back. You manifest stepping back. And the more you are aware, then you come to the point where you can make the choice. Oh, here is my pattern. Now I do different. I want to be seen. I know it. So here I am. And that is also in a private relationship, at least my first marriage. I wanted so much. There was a lot of neediness to be seen and everything. But we talked in another episode about building a wall around you. That is a crazy thing. We have the deep wish, see me. But I have the wall around me. Nobody has a chance to see me. And if you have the wall and give nobody the chance to see you, then you need to live with that they don't see you, they can't see you. And that's what I and my marriage and first. So I try to get my partner very close to me on the other side of the wall. So come to me, come behind the wall to me. What does that mean? Give up your life. Be stuck to me. And I felt, okay, that solves, and now I have someone who sees me when he's in my wall. But does it really help me? No, then I'm dependent on this person, and I still don't dare to be seen. So it was an enormous process, get the awareness that I had built the wall. Nobody else built the wall. We ourselves built the wall. And then one day I got it, and then we had the purpose finding and everything, so I understood what I bring in the world. So your talent, what God gave you, is a task. Bring that in the world. That's what you should show up for. Let other people see. And giving is more joy than just receiving or neediness. But that was tough to do. But when you go through the wall, like my mentor Bob Proctor said, the terror barrier, go through the terror barrier, there is a freedom. And if you experience no wall, I show up, everybody can see me. Oh yeah, there are some people that maybe say, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like what you do, or whatever. It's like music. Some like this music. You don't want that 8 million people like you, like what you do. No, we want the difference. But for sure we want not the fear. We don't want the wall. So when I got it, I created a sentence. If you have the courage to be, you don't need the therapy. Because that was all the problems. I also tried therapy. And I wanted that the therapist comes behind the wall and talk with me there. I didn't want to get rid of the wall. I want the therapy. And the crazy thing, the classical therapy is, let's talk about the wall, what's behind us, and this and that, instead of, come out and make the experience. If you show up, you survive. And that was a strange thing. You show up, and then you survive. And that is very, very interesting. And then you need to understand how your brain works. You create your brain. We create by thinking, how using the brain, the energy, like the brain is like a muscle. Like in a gym, you can train your muscles and they grow bigger. And the way you think, you create pathways, you create the synapses, and energy goes always the easiest way. So it was always easy for me to stay in the drama. But the brain is on the material level. I am not my brain. I am not my body. I am the light. And if I create the wall, if I create the brain, which doesn't allow me to show my light, I'm not really living. It's a kind of suicide. The real Wolfgang light couldn't live. And the more I dare to let my light shine, it was so much easier. Because building a wall, protecting a wall, takes so much energy. And with the loneliness, you need to do everything alone. You can't really work with partners because you're not showing who you really are. You can't build the super team. Just imagine a soccer team. There is a goalkeeper or whatever, so different jobs, even a small football team. And if you're not really showing up who you really are, with whom you want to play, not possible. But you can't do everything alone. And the more you show up and you're clear who you really are, then you can build a super team and you can fulfill all the dreams. But the more thing, you can really live the purpose. And you don't need to be, like others often use the example with plants, the grass should be the best grass, the rose the best rose, the walnut tree the best walnut tree, and nothing else. And if the rose shows up, it's just about, some people say, wow, what a beautiful rose, and some say, no, I don't like flowers. Okay. But it's their choice. For the rose, the best is to blossom at the rose. And not be stressed because you grow higher than the grass or you're smaller than the walnut tree. No, You are what you are. A lot of people have animals, have a dog, a pet, a cat, and love to have the dog. Why? Shouldn't you complain? Yeah, you're a dog, why you're not like me? You should be a human. No, we love the difference. So on the level of duality, someone will love you, like what you do, and someone will not. That is always where dark must be light, where cold must be temperature, positive, warm temperature. So, in simple terms, 50% of the people will love you, and other people say, well, it's not mine. Like the Martini always said, if I get standing ovations, I know 50% like what I talked about, and the others are just too shy, too fearful to stay seated. So that's the way. But only if you really let your light shine and show up, then you can figure out who really loves the light. In my case, when I didn't really show up and shared the drama, guess what? The girlfriend didn't want to stay long. I couldn't build business partnerships. Who wants drama? Who wants to live with someone who is withdrawing himself all the time and asking somehow the others, give me your battery, please come to me, help me, give me energy, feed me. No, it makes other people exhausted, or there comes then the codependency, if those come in, and that kills both lives. So again, we all have it somehow. Just how much and how we can handle it and how we can free ourselves. So like Bob always said, what other people think about you is not your business. What they think is not your business. You should be aware, and most people have enough to do to control their own thinking. Is it positive for me, or is it killing myself? Do I talk positive about me, or do I have always bad thoughts? Oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not this and that. We create this drama. And we create the brain, which makes it easy to stay in the drama. And we need to really build a new brain. We need to build a new chemistry. Like I wrote in the book, Better the Whole World Against Me is My Soul. When we talk about addiction, we think about what we say called drugs, if it's heroin or whatever, and all those pills, or maybe smoking or liquor. That's addiction. No, addiction is a chemistry in a body you need. And that can be without the classical drugs, because you create a drama. You need to create a special chemistry in your body that you can feel the drama. Like we know, there are hormones which bring more joy. And there are chemicals, what you need for your drama. So you need to really go kind of rehab and decide, no, I wanted to use this drug anymore. And sometimes it can be, depending how addicted you are, a stressy time to go through it. But it's about letting your light shine. Yes, if you have built a wall around you, maybe it takes time and it's not the easiest to destroy them. And then you have all the stones and you need to get rid of the material. And so you need to break through the wall, as some people say, that you can go in the free world again. If we created the addiction, if we created the wall, we have to do something to get rid of the wall. The stones need to go away. And maybe you need to hammer it through. But first of all, you need the decision. I'm ready to let my light shine. Just reflect a little bit on this. Would you be really, really ready to let your light shine? In the last episode, last week, I ended with the question, are you ready to receive when we talk about law of attraction? Are you really ready to receive? Is it really okay for you? What if, or would it be okay for you if you would be the only person on planet Earth who is healthy, happy, and wealthy? Could you stand it? And if you feel, oh no, I don't want to be the only one, oh, maybe you have a brain, you have a chemicals, and say, oh, I want to join the drama world. But a lot of people of high wisdom, or Abraham Lincoln, I guess, said it, you don't help the poor if you're poor. You don't help sick people that you become sick. You don't help unhappy people when you are unhappy. You bring more of this energy, so you add kind of oil, gas into the fire. We need to get less energy for the drama, more for the good things. That's why I often say the best is yet to come. Have the courage to be. Then you don't need the therapy. And I mentioned it before. When I had this the first time, and once I put it, I guess, on Facebook, I got a kind of shitstorm from therapists. How can I say this? I'm not really taking care of the drama. There are so many traumas, and how I can make it so simple? Well, when was this so simple? And today, I have also more, or there is more scientific proof, and one of the so-called super trauma doctors, I call him the Pope of Trauma, Gabo Mate, and he said authenticity resolves trauma. So where's the difference between the courage to be and authenticity? There's no difference. If you're totally authentic, if you're aligned, if you understand there is your true self, your authentic self, and if there's no disturbing frequencies, then the body is in the right frequency. But any trauma, any wrong frequency, the wall disconnects you from the true authentic self. And that creates not only the neediness, the traumas, it creates also the sickness. I love, because I'm not originally grown up with the English language, but I love it so much. Bob Proctor talked about this alignment of thoughts and body, that if everything is aligned, it's ease. Everything goes by ease. It feels easy. And if it's not aligned, if you're disconnected, then you're disease. So understanding all this trauma, all the stuff is disease. So with the wall, I was building my disease. It was hard. Everything is hard. Everything was my shoulder. I'd lived against my nature, burnout, against my nature. And the moment I started to show up, dare to let my light shine, means I dare to be my true self. I dare that energy is flowing through me, because energy is flowing to and through you. And if you're a wall, you need always to live on your own battery, and that is easy empty if you're not really filling it with universal energy. So then it opened up, and then I got more light. But then I figured out, still I have the feeling people don't understand me. And there are a lot of profiles out there to analyze who you are. And then once I did the Kersey profile, Kersey.com, the profile, the kind of temperament profile. And this is, and Kersey wrote a book, Please Understand Me. And there are simply 4 categories with 4 types, or 16 personalities he has there. But it's very interesting. Don't get it in a box. Don't let you fix it. But it helps to understand how I'm functioning or communicating and thinking. And in this, I'm the rationalist, an architect in there. And it says there's 1 or 2% on planet Earth, but in the end we say those who took this test, who tick like you. Gosh, understanding that. If I'm 2% of those, or only 2% were like me, then there are 98% who different and communicate different. There are other types, or maybe there are 10%. But anyway, it's 90% out of 10, 9 communicate different. And it's like a language. If you are the only one who speaks English, and some speak Chinese or whatever, whatever languages out there, no wonder that they don't understand you. But the more you realize that there are differences in different languages, then you can try to understand, especially if you're out of the neediness. And then you can tune in also on a higher level, try to get the meaning, what if you're looking at the face expressions and everything, and get the light of the other person. And then you will see, even then, understanding is easy with different language, easier. But you're not in the drama. I just understand, I'm a rose, and that's why I do this, and that's how I communicate. I'm a flower. Okay, I need bees to bring this in the world, or whatever. It works. Have the courage to be. And you don't need really a therapy, but making the decision. I solve the world by creating awareness because I realize everywhere I don't have the awareness, I'm not really solving it. If my pattern, my behavior is so in my subconscious that I don't be aware of what I'm doing, I can't change it. But the moment you are aware of a pattern, the moment you're aware of the wall, there comes a moment. Now it's choice to stay there or go on the other side. It's a choice. Self-responsibility. I love Miss Rowling, who wrote the Harry Potter book, and she on Harvard once gave a speech and talking to the graduates and saying, there is an expired date on blaming your parents. The moment you're 18 and officially self-responsible, stop blaming other people. Because if you blame, you're building the wall, manifesting the wall. Say, I stay behind the wall because you did it. Forget it. And a lot of people even experience, then maybe the parents died already, passed away, and you still blame them. And I allow myself to say this very clear because I blamed my dad a long time. He is responsible for drama. 16 years I avoided to see him until something in my mind changed. And interesting also, I attended a seminar years ago. I worked with John DeMartini, in his seminar, and he also, like a little bit like Brian Katie, works on what is your belief system and do you have proof? Who would you be without that story? Who would you be without the war? So I was saying, all my drama, all my situation is because my dad behaved like that. So DeMartini asked me, you wanted that your dad behaves different. So what if your dad behaved different? Do you have proof? What would happen then? How your life would be different now? No, I needed to realize it's all fantasies. And especially if you're aware, like in my case, I didn't see my dad for 16 years. I had 16 years without him, theoretically, to organize my life like I wanted. But the moment I blame him and say this is this, I was stuck behind the wall. And finally, when I decided to get rid of the wall, I could meet him again. Because he couldn't do anything. I could let my light shine, even if Daddy was there. And guess what? We developed quite a good relationship in the end. Because I changed how I thought things. And like you say, if you change your view to the world, the whole world changes. And if you're behind walls, what do you see? Stones. But you don't see the true world, really. And you can't experience it. Because if you just look through a hole from the wall and see something, you're just interpreting it from the way of thinking, how you created your brain, your chemicals, inside this wall. So free yourself. Really free yourself. Free yourself from opinions and create facts. No, I go out and, can I survive or not? Like, if you change, the whole world changes. It's your frequency what attracts. So, reflect. Are you really, really ready to grow into the person you could, and even from your nature, should be? If a rose could speak, and is just very small, and tells you, I don't dare to grow. I'm not sure if I want to live my rose. I should be something different. I guess nobody in my class loves roses. What would you recommend the rose should do? Stay small, hiding the rest of the life? Fear? No, I guess we can agree. We would tell the rose, Rose, you're a rose. So be the best rose you can be. Don't try to be something else. But it's the same for us. Are we really ready to be what we are? I am. And if I'm not disconnected, no disturbing frequencies, my body is the vehicle for my I amness on this 3D level. That's why my body should blossom for what I am, what I could be, dare to be, like we always be, do, have. Aligned. If you dare to be your true authentic self, and everything what you do comes from the true authentic self, and is not depending what other people think, make you small. It's not what you do from behind the walls, really in free life. And then you will have all what's good for you, true authentic self, for your true authentic body. But it's only possible if you dare to be seen. It's like Santa Claus For Christmas I want this and that. But if I don't tell you where I am, please deliver. It's crazy. It's not really working. So show up, show where you are. It makes the experience, gosh, life is more ease out there. I don't need energy for keeping back the wall, maintain a wall. I don't need that. I live joy. My brain is different. They have the positive thoughts, the solution thoughts. What would change in your life if you dare to show who you really are? Let your light shine. Use this also as a question and reflect every day, at least once a week about it. When we are behind the wall, we have the feeling it takes so much energy to get rid of the wall because we have thoughts of fear and fantasies. Fear is always a fantasy of the future. There must be something bad, but we create the fantasy, and it's not the reality. We don't have the facts because you can't have facts if you're sitting behind the wall. You can't have facts how life is outside there. But most people live like that. It's very interesting. I just have a kind of online Zoom course today, and today is also that they should tell me, like a little test, what you experienced and what you learned, how you implemented this week and everything. And some people says, "Oh, I can't, I'm sick." Yes, theoretically, some people can think and can't be on the Zoom, but you feel the energy. I am sick, and that's why I can't come. Oh, I'm sick, that's why I can't do the test. And one of the group is a teacher, a former teacher, says, "Oh, yeah, that is what I experienced." And it doesn't matter. It's very interesting, even if kids are 18 or the oldest he had was 20, the parents are calling. "My son is sick. I can't come." But you don't get the energy. "Shit, I'm sick. I want to be there." Or "I have this question. Can you answer it anyway that I can maybe listen from the recording?" You feel the energy, how they identify themselves with the sickness. And they say, "I am sick. I have." We talked about it earlier in other episodes. The body might have a problem. The car might have a problem, but not the driver, not the soul. But what is the real attention? Are you avoiding, or "I just want to excuse me that I'm sick, I'm not responsible"? You're always responsible for your energy, even if you're sick. You can say, "Shit, I want to be there. How can I follow up? How can I do this?" Be aware if you love to withdraw, to build the wall, or do you have the desire to really, really live? Maybe you heard about the poem Marianne Williamson created, and some say it was famous. There's a discussion if Mandela really used it. It's about the deepest fear. There's also an interesting film, Coach Carter, where it's all about this poem, and you can just Google or go on YouTube and ask your deepest fear, and there comes the section where the young boy then, in the end, when he got it, because a coach before in the film asked him, "Well, what is your deepest fear? What is your deepest fear?" And then the boy stands up and shares this poem. Our deepest fear is not that we are mediocre. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. So get it. Our fear is stepping into our power. Because in the childhood, nobody was really interested that we go on the power. They suppressed us with different ways. They suppressed us. Not that they maybe had a bad meaning, but it just happens. But even my dad said, as long you're here and you put your feet on my table, you do what I do. It's just, don't use your power, don't use your wings, you do what I want to do. And it was his survival mood. He couldn't do better at that moment. He didn't have the courage to support other, especially his kid and son, to really go in the power, because he didn't step up in his power. And if you don't do it, it's very problematic to bring others into power. That's why I always recommend, Mom, Dad, go in your power, otherwise you can't help your kids. And in the poem it also says, if you have the belief that playing small helps the others, that you playing small is not threatening the others, and that's why it's nice, that's why you're good and kind, it's wrong. If you support others to play small, that's wrong. And like if flight attendant says, you get the oxygen mask first. So bring yourself and your strengths, then you can help others. And Marianne Williams said, only if you let your light shine, if you really dare to let your light shine, then you give automatic permission all others to let their light shine as well. That's why we always say, be the role model, show the light, show the joy to being fully alive. You don't know how much time you have here on this 3D level, so let your light shine, live the joy. And by living the joy, living your true, authentic self, have the courage to be. You don't need a therapy, and you help others not needing a therapy. Others get the courage, and that's why it's so, that's why I call it winspire people. It's up to grow in your true potential. Live it. Live what you're supposed to be. And if you want the Western Christian world, if God made you a rose, be the rose, make the best. If God gave you talents, live it. God didn't want that you hide the light. It is really live out loud, like Laura Langemeyer is always saying. No, it is live your true purpose, let your light shine. Be light. Be inspired. Reflect. Become conscious. And be the best of what you're supposed to be.